Hello there, this is Nick here for Nick's News and Reviews, and we're looking at Checkered Flag on the ZX Spectrum, written by Psion Software, or Steve Kelly to be more precise, and published by Sinclair Research in 1983. This was the first ever driving game on the ZX Spectrum. It gave you 10 tracks, which were Brands Hatch, Scion Park, Silverstone, Microdrive, Osterring, Monaco, Cambridge Ring, Paul Ricard in France, Saturn Sands and Monza. So some of these tracks are real and some of them might not be, but they all look fairly similar. This game said on the instructions, if you ever wanted to drive an F1 car flat round a circuit, Checkered Flag places you behind the steering wheel. Well, that's a bit ambitious. Billed as a Formula 1 racing simulator, I don't think you can get away with doing a few laps on this and turn up at McLaren expecting to drive. But I've got a choice of 3 cars: the McFaster Special, the Scion Pegasus, Ferretti Turbo, not Ferrari you'd see. So we'll pick the easiest one because that's manual gears. And as soon as I can find the accelerator. No joystick option on this one, it's all on keyboards. But I can forgive them for that because this was, well, now over 30 years old. Right, I finally found it. Animation is fairly quick for the Spectrum. I can see the Formula 1 cars are red, as they all were at the time. Don't bother looking this up because you might find I'm talking rubbish. But fairly smooth animation. There's no other cars to race on this. It's all about setting the best, quickest lap you can and then try and beat your record next time. Numerous obstacles I might find on the road there. Oil and water. If you go off road too much, the car will face damage. Get too much and the lap ends. The scenery goes past, programmed quite well. Gives you a sense of speed. I like that sense of elevation there, so that was pretty good going for the time. But it says in the instructions, your car has been carefully programmed to model accurately the dynamics of a real racing car. I think that's a bit of a push. Steering wheel's a bit small, looks like a cotton reel. But it's quite addictive, this game. Funnily enough, you can only tell by playing it. But the first ever racing game on the Spectrum, remember, this was back in 1983. The track is a little bit narrow for my liking. I have to concentrate to get the right speed around these corners so I don't fly off. The car will explode if I take too much damage. But yes, this is supposed to be Monza. Not much of an Italian feel about it. No stands there or crowd. Would have been nice to have some opponents to race across against, but I can forgive it for that. And that's one lap done. The checkered flag comes out, and we did 1:48.16. State of car excellent. Give your mechanics a day off. Well, I might do, but I might want to do another lap to see if I can beat that. This is Formula 1 racing. Probably about as interesting as it is now, to be honest. So let's see if we can beat that lap. Got off to a better start this time because I can know where the accelerator is, which always helps when you're racing a Formula 1 car. Time ticking up in the middle there. Only doing one lap. You can do more than that if you wish. If you do so though, the car might take damage. You might start running out of fuel and have to make a pit stop. Just run over some glass there. But no matter what track you're doing, there's always grass either side. Especially in Monaco. Doesn't look much like Monaco, so perhaps we'll give that a go next. On the other cars you have to worry about manual gears as well, especially the Ferretti Turbo, which I must remind you is not the Ferrari, so they're not going to get into licensing problems here. But I think we all know that Ferretti is really Ferrari. Apparently this game took 10 weeks to write. They must have been quite pleased with it back in 1983, 30 years ago, that they come up with this. Is it fun today? Well, only from a nostalgia perspective, because while driving around here, like a lot of games, which reminds me, brings back memories of being a kid playing this. Would I play it today without any memories of it? Probably not. As you can quickly see that in the last 30 years, technology has improved somewhat in Formula 1 games, and now they're a bit better. So I smashed my previous lap, got it down to 1 minute 19.64. But that's what it's all about really, beating your own lap times rather than any high scores that previously programmed. So I think maybe it's time to do another lap so you can see, of a different track I should say, see how they compare together. What about Microdrive? Not sure that exists. Paul Ricard, quite a long straight there we can get hold of. Not sure. In a quandary. 10 tracks, quite generous for the time. Maybe we'll have a look at Monaco. See how well this is modelled compared to games of today. Well, as you can tell, I think from a snapshot here, you can probably tell immediately this was Monaco. Look at the historic buildings either side. So this must be the first bend. This bit would go uphill, so immediately it's not Monaco. Nice red wheels, pretty square wheels, but I think they can get away with that because we look at them full on maybe. Yes. Can never leave the track, so that's accurate about Monaco, but no advertising, no stands to speak of, and the car explodes. The lap record is still 999.99. We're not going to beat that anytime soon. But the Spectrum, in terms of sound card, all it had was a beeper. So they've done amazingly well to create any sort of engine noise with that. So hats off to them there. Maybe it's time to try another car. See what the others look like. Psion Pegasus. You are controlling your own gears to a degree with that one. But this is all manual. A Ferrari. Looks pretty much like a Ferrari. Oh, not a Ferrari. It's a Ferretti. That's why there's yellow on here. So this is going to test my skills a little bit because I've got to do manual gears. Pressing N and M to go up or down. So don't expect any lightning times. If you're a Formula 1 team boss here and you're particularly impressed by my driving here, as this is billed as a Formula 1 simulation, I think at least you should pay me a couple of £1,000,000, maybe give me a test drive seat, or maybe just give me the full number 1 status. I think this is all you need to see really. No need for testing, just wheel me out on the first race of the season. Pretty much the World Championship is insured. I'm probably worth about 2 seconds a lap extra for you compared to all your development, so you're saving money straight away. Look at this Ferretti go around the streets of Monaco. There's a tree there. What's that doing in Monaco? I don't recall any trees in Monaco. But yes, all fairly slim. A bit of water there. But nothing like the real circuit whatsoever. They've just used the name. I'm not even sure this is accurate to the overhead map that was displayed. But never mind. Never mind. 1 minute 16, 1 minute 18. Potentially you can overheat the car. You see the temperature gauge there on my left. Got plenty of fuel for 1 lap. So we do a lap in Monaco. What we just in 1 minute 25.6. I don't know how that compares to today. Is that any good? Well done. You beat the old lap record. Well, it was 9.99.99. What a Formula 1 driving simulator. Shall we have another go? Shall we have one more lap for you to see what the other tracks look like? Cambridge Ring on the bottom right there. Is that a real track? I'm doubtful. Sion Park, if I'm pronouncing that right. I quite fancy having a go at Brands Hatch. Saturn Sands, it's not like Saturn at all, so I won't disappoint you by loading that up. Let's have a go of good old Brand Hatch in the UK. Go back to the McFaster Special. Right, you see my revs? Because this is an automatic car, don't have to worry about overheating the car too much. But it looks quite slow today's standards, but in terms of Spectrum with 48k, it looks quite good. Get the power down. It moves quite quickly. It's smooth. There's a little bit jaggery, I would say. The scenery goes by nice and quick. It's okay. It's acceptable. A good game, I would say, for its time. Couldn't release it today, of course. Who would buy it? But yeah, I'm not sure this had a proper Formula 1 licence. Games were just getting going then, and they weren't really up to the potential money making that games have today, because it's exploded out of all recognition. Did you ever play this game? Do you still play it? Comment below if you've got any experience of it, or maybe some fastest times for other people to try and beat. That might be interesting. Obviously you can lie, say you went round in 5 seconds, but if you lie too much, no one's going to believe you. I don't think you're going to get a Formula driver next season anyway. But feel the speed. This is Formula 1 in a nutshell. So if you've never made it to be a Formula 1 driver, I'd imagine nearly everyone that's watching this, then this is pretty much how it is. If you are a Formula 1 driver watching this, comment below. Does this differ somewhat from your actual own experiences, Formula 1 drivers? Or is this pretty much accurate? Not sure. Here we go. This is good old Brands Hatch. Some people say it looks a bit like Monaco. On this game it certainly does. So it's coming up to the lap. What we're going round in, we've delivered a 1:39.3. Not bad, not bad. I think we'll have one more go to try and beat that. Now we've put a lap up, of course. So I think you can agree the dynamics of Formula 1 has been accurately recreated here. No visible damage you can sustain to the car. Take too much and the game just ends. So you can potentially get a flat tyre in this. Oh dear, look at that. Impossible to go off-road. So yes, you have to be a little bit accurate. Obviously decelerate round corners. And that's the simulator is good there, because in the real life, I don't know if you notice if you do drive, you do have to decelerate round corners as well, or at least lift off. Yeah, as I said, cool engine sounds. Pretty solid game for the time, so I'll say this is one of the better games. I'd like it. Checkered Flag. There was another game out, not sure it came out for the Spectrum, called Pole Position. You did have to race other cars on that one, so that was a bit better. But if they'd managed to set up a whole Formula 1 race in this, it would have had a lot more longevity, would have been a lot more better. But I don't know if the computer had the power to actually deliver that. Would have made a very interesting game. But let's just concentrate now on the last part of this lap to see if we can beat the qualifying time. It's pretty exciting stuff. But Formula 1 isn't excited as it used to be back in the Ayrton Senna days, Nigel Mansell and Alan Prost. At the time of recording, turbos have just come back. The cars don't sound quite as exciting as before. Maybe they should all have Spectrum sound cards. 1:31.4. We beat the old lap record there. So that was pretty good going, pretty good stuff. Hope you enjoyed that. Checkered Flag on the ZX Spectrum. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye.